Okay. I had seen Kennedy when he came over to Germany. I was stationed at headquarters 3rd Armored Division. I was assistant G2
Frankfurt, Germany.
in Frankfurt, Germany. I had been assigned to the 14th Armored Cavalry Regiment, which was on the Fulda Gap, protecting us from the East German Army and so forth.
Yeah.
And then I got reassigned to, promoted and reassigned to 2nd Infantry, to Armored Division. And at the time I was a G3 air or something, one of the assistant division commanders in G3
Yeah.
operations. Okay,
He was a captain at that time.
I was captain then. We took a trip, a weekend trip. We went down the Rhine River to Heidelberg just to see
Well, we
with the
visited
kids.
friends.
Huh?
Was that when we went to visit our friends then?
No, it was just a separate trip we
This
took
was a different trip.
down the Autobahn, down to Heidelberg to look at Heidelberg that weekend. And we were coming back up the Autobahn. The Autobahn runs right up the Rhine River from Frankfurt to Heidelberg, north and south. So stationed there with our quarters there, we just went one day down the Rhine to Heidelberg to look at the city. Came back, it was dark. This is what month? What month was that? Anyhow, it was dark, like
Yeah.
now. And we were in a Sunday afternoon jam
Yeah.
on the Autobahn, like you could expect at any time. Trucks, 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 and cars, 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 crawling north and south. Well, I went down, and we were in this roadblock coming back north, slowly, slowly, and we stopped. Well, the car ahead of me was German. He came running back to me and knocked on the window.
Uh-huh.
He said, in German, turn on the radio. So I did, turn on the radio. And here's the announcement that Kennedy had been shot
Yeah.
on the radio. Well, he was practically in tears himself, you know.
Yeah.
The Germans liked Kennedy. And
Oh, they liked him.
mainly because of that speech and everything.
Yeah.
Well, when I was driving the Thunderbird, not
Uh-huh.
this one, but another one I had.
Yeah.
And I was driving it, and I took my rings off and put them in my pocket because I didn't like on the steering wheel, you know how hard that wheel was.
Yeah.
So I didn't drive with him. Well, I opened the door to talk to him, and when I did, I heard something hit the metal step down there. Didn't
Uh-huh.
pay any attention to it because he's yelling at me. Slammed the door, and the traffic started moving, and it started moving, and I said, uh-oh. And I said, I know what that was. So I'm in the middle of a big truck there and a big truck there. I can't stop.
Yeah.
You don't stop on the Autobahn, you get killed.
Yeah.
So I looked on the side of the road at the kilometer marker. They have these stone markers every kilometer.
Uh-huh.
I noted the kilometer marker. And so I said, well, okay, we'll drive into the next exit. Pat's in the front seat, the kid's in the back. Drove up to the next exit, got out of there, turned around, went under, got on the other side of the Autobahn, went all the way back down to Heidelberg, got back on the Autobahn, came back there looking at these markers. I found that marker and I stopped short of the one I was looking for. I jumped out, Pat got the car, took off up the Autobahn. Here I am, walking around up and down the Autobahn, going down through the grass like this with a flashlight, and these huge man diesels going by me a foot from my shoulder, you know, blowing at me.
Yeah.
And I saw a glint. I looked at them, and there's this damn ring down in the grass, or at the edge of the grass. But it was mashed. It
Yeah.
was just curled over, mashed like that.
Yeah.
And so I picked it up, and I continued walking, looking around there, and there's a glint, and there's the stone.
Yeah.
Oh, the stone had fallen out.
The stone had been squeezed out.
Yeah.
We got, here comes Pat. I think it took an hour,
All the way.
all the way back out, tumbled under the
Trees.
Autobahn, and back down
Tired,
the
hungry,
Autobahn,
sleepy.
back to Heidelberg, and slowly up the,
You know, it's, the back seat is not 3 seats
No.
across.
yeah, one kid on the back,
3 seats.
bitching her head off. Well, we got back to Fort Frankfurt. I put the ring in a drawer. I tried a jeweler there and see, well, he wouldn't fool with it. And so, I don't know, years later, I sent it back to Balfour, and they put it back together for me. And put, the only thing missing is that little piece of the L. They couldn't duplicate that.
Yeah, I know.
So that's the only thing missing.
And that's the ring that you got for you graduating from LSU.
Yeah,
I see it.
there it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that is a very valuable ring.
You paid for it twice.
Oh, yeah. Well, I almost paid for my life getting run over by a damn German diesel truck.
Yeah.
I bet you were fit to be
Oh.
tied too, weren't you? That must have made you a nervous wreck.
Oh.
Driving that T-bird
I
back
mean,
north.
I'm alone and I don't speak the language.
I spoke German. I could get along at the time, but she didn't speak any German.
So
Not
you,
much.
and if you had had problems, you were gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, you learn to speak the language real fast then.